Welcome everybody in to another edition of Vinyl Hall here on the channel. I am Ty. I'm joined by my co-host Tyler. Tyler, how are you this evening?
Doing great, brother. Every Wednesday with you. It's peak. It's good.
The dream come true.
It's dream come true. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I almost said tonight. How are you doing tonight and this evening, like together? So I had to think about it and then pause and then go, oh yeah, this evening. That's what I wanted to say.
It's evening, night. It's all the same, really. I mean, last time I checked, evening means night and everything. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys,
I wouldn't want one of our trillion of listeners or tens of thousands of our trillion listeners that we have here. I wouldn't want them to comment down below and just talk about Ty's been fucking up a lot this podcast. I really think that Kratom's going to his head or whatever the fuck weird conspiracy on actual big YouTubers. Like any of the guys if they mention anything at all, like I don't know, I just like Kratom, like anything, any kind of drug at all. So and so told a story about cocaine last week. I think they're doing coke now. I think this crazy thing's happening now. So it's just funny to see those conspiracy theories down in the comments, which we will soon, God willing, have those same conspiracy theories down in our comments about why things are the way they are and why Ty's slipping a little bit and why I'm falling asleep and why things like that are happening. So we'll see.
Yeah, and we can have a subreddit where everybody just hates us.
I mean, that probably already exists. Where's I remember it, man? We just don't know about it. There's just there's a couple guys in there dedicated to screenshotting, to stalking internet and stuff, and really finding out Ty's not even married. That's a made up thing. You think he has a wife? That's made up. That's completely fake.
That's definitely not made up. Not kayfabe that.
It's not made up. I was there. I witnessed it.
Yep. Alrighty. Anyways, guys, welcome in. Welcome back. If you're coming back, we certainly appreciate you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, comment down below, all that good stuff. It certainly helps us, helps the channel, and we appreciate the engagement. Vinyl Hall is basically a weekly series that we do where we talk about recent pickups, talk about stuff that we've pulled from the collection, or talk about stuff that we've been listening to. We also have the main podcast that drops every week, usually on Monday, where we do a deep dive into a specific music and or vinyl and or both, obviously, related topic, unless you're talking spoken word vinyl or something. It's just favorite president speech vinyl. What's your favorite president speech records or NASA landing records?
I've actually, to be honest with you, I've not really seen, okay, we can go into that, but I've not really seen too much presidential speeches besides JFK, and I think I might have seen a Lincoln or something at some point or whatever. But you get a lot of JFK stuff,
Yeah, I mean, naturally.
Yeah, that's how the way, it crumbles there.
I think I saw somebody post on, it was either Vinyl Jerk or Vinyl, Vinyl, and Obama.
Yeah. See, there's no Obama, but it's speeches because I know there's an Obama, there's a Trump one, and I'm sure there's a Hillary one too, because I think that's a thing that's kind of happened. And so I don't. Is there speeches? I assume they are, right? They have.
I don't know.
They have to be somebody talking. I don't want to hear any of their musical stylings or tastes coming out. I don't care enough at all. So I wouldn't really want to have anything but that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, what else are you gonna? Yeah, what else are you gonna? It's their mixtapes or something.
Yeah, they got raps on there and stuff. I think all three of them rapped on SNL at some point. So there you go. The battle raps are right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Get Lorne money.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it is. You're right though. It's not stuff that you see often, but we're not really looking for it either. So
that's true. I'm surprised we don't Okay, we're getting too deep here, but I'm surprised we don't see more Reagan stuff. That's prime vinyl years. Reagan had a big following, obviously a big base that loved him and still loves that guy to death. He is dead, but I'd be surprised if there wasn't Reagan vinyl out there. Why isn't that a thing? That's. Well, basically Reagan was the drop off.
You look up Reagan vinyl and you just get Reagan Youth. So.
Oh yeah. I knew that you were gonna see that.
The band.
Ron Reagan. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ron
Here's
Reagan.
One. Freedom's Finest Hour, narrated by Ronald Reagan.
Oh, ooh. Was it a book then, or like what is?
I have no idea. This is a weird website.
This next, just get a lot of like.
It's the
Greenwood
narration. It's the narration of the American Revolution.
Oh,
So he's
okay.
probably just like telling stories there.
All right. I thought you were going to say for some reason the American Spirit. I don't know what that means. What's the narration of the American Spirit, man? Like, what does that mean?
Very bad.
Very. Yeah, we can talk about anything here. All right, fair enough.
So,
yeah, but anyway, not a lot of that stuff besides that other stuff.
Yeah, or World War II bad guys. You can still find those.
You can still find those. And both pro and con, by the way, both pro and con.
Definitely.
As were we together when this happened? When we went to the record show or the record fair or whatever, right? And we were looking through it was either you or Brittany. Obviously, I was not alone, but going through the guys' records and stuff. And I was going through it, and I was like, "All right, whatever, like, cool, like, just whatever." And he was like, "I also got some other stuff too." And he pulls out like this little crate, and he pulls it and throws it up on the table. It's just swastikas and Nazi shit all over it. And I'm just like, why is this happening? And I'm not saying that guy was. I don't think he was a Nazi, but he had all the shit. He had all of it. He had so much of it.
Yeah.
Like,
which is funny too, because it's like, does he do that? Does he do that to everybody that walks up to the table, or just you? You said that look about you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, is that like? That's obviously an insult. Like, you look like you could be into this. So let me show this to you real quick.
Edward Norton over here. He's like, here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking. Well, I mean, we have the same body type, like more or less. Like, I'm a little bigger than he is, like a little taller, but hey, same. I think it's weird. Yeah, but so you weren't there for that. Okay, so
I don't
have you
think
seen
so,
that?
no.
Has that ever happened to you though? When you go to the record fair or anything, as you said, like we like other have.
I think I've only been to like a handful with you, like maybe two.
Okay, so that's the one I went to, the same one. Yeah, so I guess you weren't there that time, but yeah,
we actually just saw a stack of that stuff at In Groove.
Nazi stuff.
Yeah,
interesting. I don't remember that. Where? On the, I guess obviously on the thing.
I think it was in just like the spoken word stuff. You pointed it out.
Oh, okay, yeah. For some reason when you said that, I thought you meant like a new stack, like a stack on a table somewhere, like he's checking in or something. Okay, yeah, no. There's, I don't know if, I mean, I can't read German, right? I can't read it, so I'm assuming a lot of that is pro. So yeah, there's a good handful or so there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not judging him or anything. I'm not throwing shade here. It's just,
yeah. I also, to be fair, I don't know how much you want. I think there's like Marxist speeches in there as well, and I think there's like some other stuff. So the whole spec all around the board, really, of things. So
yeah,
it doesn't discriminate here, and nor does the vinyl industry, obviously, at a certain point. But
very true.
There you go. Love it. Don't love it. Don't love it. Don't love it. Okay, don't love it. I love the fact that it. Yeah. No, it's fine.
Anyway. I can cut that out. World War II bad guys, Nazi stuff. Love it.
The subreddit continues.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we go off on tangents here, of course, and we're going to talk about recent pickups and maybe some other stuff. Tyler, do you want to kick us off?
I'll do it, man. All right, so I got two. So I know about one, but he evidently has already forgotten what it was, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Even though it was really important, but
yeah.
So anyway, I also remember a story about this record as well. So this came out in 2007. Yep, everything lines up in my head. All right, so we went to Zia on Saturday, and our local Zia Records, they had started to press, and if you're a vinyl person that collects a lot of vinyl, you probably have ran into a few of these variants. They're starting to license a lot of variants for a lot of bands, a lot of records and stuff, which has been sick. I've gotten a handful of them. I've missed a few of them that I really wanted. And so they had one last year that I never got my hands on because it sold out almost instantaneously, and I've not seen it pop up. And when I saw this record was getting pressed, I was super stoked on it because I was never able to buy it before. I don't even think it exists on vinyl prior to this. Maybe it did. 2007.
Oh, okay.
But That is Tiger Army, Music from Regions Beyond. So this came out in 2007. This is a psychobilly, rockabilly, psychobilly, kind of stuff on here. Very close association with AFI. They're the same. They're all friends and all part of the same little gang there. And it's super sick. I think this record is probably the most accessible of all the Tiger Army records. This is the first one they really turned on the production for it. I don't know who produced it, but it sounds like on par with even what Against Me did, and that was Butch Vig did that record, I believe. So it got really big and really hit you right there in the heart a little bit. And something I remember though, I can't see. I'm sure I'm looking right at it. I can't see it, but something that I did remember in thinking about this record. So it's on. Technically,
that's cool.
What is it? I don't know what it is, but I guess red with white streaks. I guess you want to say that something or other. So something I didn't remember though is I knew who Tiger Army was a little bit in 2007, but a buddy of ours, Steve, we were going back and forth on MySpace at the time, and he was like, "Hey man, what are you doing tonight?" And we were 16, right? Yeah. So he was like, "Hey man, what are you doing tonight?" I was like, "Nothing. I don't, whatever." And we were just on MySpace messages, no text. I was like, "Nothing." And he was like, I was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And he was like, "Tiger Army tonight at Zia." I'm like, "Oh shit! Like, are they performing? That's awesome." And he's like, "No, new record night at midnight. But we're just gonna go there and get it at midnight so we can listen to it." And I was like, "Okay." Didn't invite me to go with. He was just like, I guess it's making a conversation, I suppose. Like, that's a very odd way to do that. But did invite me. Just was telling me that he was going with my friends later, Nick, Jake, and Matt, and so other people, whatever. But we were not friends at that point. But Steve was no interest of wanting to invite me into that friend group at that point. So I met them all very soon afterwards. But yeah, so I thought that he was going to invite me to go to Zia to go for the midnight drop of the record, and did not. So it was just a very odd conversation. I don't know why I remember that, but for some reason it is saved up here.
That's
but
funny.
in the event that you're into psychobilly stuff, you already know what Tiger Army is. So Forever Fades Away was the big single. I think it was the lead single. Forever Fades Away is the one that I remember being the biggest. But the whole record, like How Prowl, is super sick. Henchizo de Amor, I believe Nick 13 is the lead singer. He sings in Spanish. And As the Cold Rain Falls, cool. Pain's cool. There's a lot of cool songs on here. But in the event that you've not heard this, I would recommend going with Forever Fades Away. That's a good introductory song. It's the biggest pop song they really had at the time. And and then I think they have a newish record out they've done since this, but they did break up sort of kind of for a little bit. And then Nick did a bunch of solo stuff, and that's a record that I actually bought that was expensive, got cheap, bought it, then now it's expensive again. But whatever. Anyway, he did like country stuff now, which is interesting. But yeah, so there you go. Anyway, Tiger Army, Music from Region Beyond from 2007, won the Zia repress, sold out everywhere. I got it for like $28, I think it was. And I was super stoked to find it because I've not seen that ever. And I don't think you had either at that point. So it was sold out instantaneously, like when I tried to get it the first time. So even still said sold out on the picture on the screen of the register, which is interesting. So
yeah, it was sold out still on the website too. So they just randomly had one, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still in stock,
I ran into it. I was very lucky. I have not gotten super lucky like that in a long time, but I'm glad that I did. Not lucky like you previously got a couple weeks ago, but still, I'm gonna chalk up as luck. So there you go.
Yeah. And you said you got one more thing?
Oh yeah, I got one more thing. Okay. I thought we were gonna bounce, but it's fine. I forgot we don't do that really on Vinyl Hall. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be Oh Brother Guard Window live at Maze Studios. So Oh Brother, they're a super sick band from Atlanta. They're closely associated with One Manchester Orchestra. And so they went into COVID, obviously, a little thing that happened a couple years ago. And so they went into lockdown and quarantine and everything else, obviously, just like everybody else did. And they had a 10-year anniversary for the record Garden Window right there. And so they decided to do a studio take of, it was a pay-per-view. And if you bought the pay-per-view, you could also have the option of buying the record. And I bought both. I never actually ended up watching the pay-per-view because it was a watch as you want to kind of a thing. And I don't think I ever actually ended up watching it then. I've since watched it on YouTube. But I just wanted to buy the record, and because this was only like $2 at the time, and so I was super excited that they actually did this. I'm not a huge Oh Brother fan. I've seen them actually like several times opening for Manchester because they're closely associated. They were on the record label for a long time, and Andy and Rob from Manchester produced like 3 or 4 records for them. And co-wrote a lot of stuff and sang on it and stuff, whatever. So anyway, so Andy comes back on here, and he also does his duet, I suppose, on, I think it's "Cleanse Me," I believe is Andy's song. Off the top of my head, I think it is. And so him and the lead singer, Tanner, I believe, go back and forth. And it's actually pretty cool. And this is just on basic black, double LP.
Nice.
And yeah, it's super actually heavy too, which is cool. And a one time pressing of 500. So interesting.
Oh.
They're not going to do it ever again, supposedly. We'll see. I think this is still available out there, so that might end up being true. So if you if you want to get into like a emo alternative, I don't know what you define the guys as, kind of just a louder, heavier Manchester, which is something that I certainly like dig a lot. But for some reason, just I have not really grown to be a massive Oh Brother fan. I'm a fan enough, I suppose, enough to buy it, and everything. It was really cool. But maybe I should get into them at some point and try to check it out more, because heavy Manchester Orchestra, at least for as heavy as they get, is usually my favorite kind of Manchester Orchestra. So if I can get heavy all the time from a band in the same vein, maybe I want to look at that. But yeah, so anyway. So Oh Brother, Garden Window, live at Maze Studios. If you're into that, check it out.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Boom.
You got that on their web store? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So when you pre-order, so it took forever because everything, right? So so on the web store or whatever, and then you bought the pay-per-view, and then you had the option to buy the vinyl. I think the pay-per-view was like $5, let's say, I don't know.
Okay.
And then you want to buy the vinyl, it was like $22, I think, for everything. So so it was a no-brainer. I was like, and plus I knew probably not gonna get pressed again because they're not that big of a band, and so them doing an independent release of a live show from a pay-per-view is probably not gonna happen very often. And the production team that they went with is the same production team that Manchester uses for a lot of their live videos and a lot of their live content. So fucking cool. And they use thing crews and stuff like that. So I knew Manchester stuff always sounds great, and I was like, this is gonna sound fucking killer, and it does. So worked out.
Nice. Very cool.
Love it.
Very cool. All right, I got a few things here, and then I got a couple unboxings too of stuff that arrived today from everybody's favorite company, Amazon.
Small business.
Yeah. You ever heard of them?
Support small business here on the podcast?
Definitely. Buy all our favorite grails at Amazon and Walmart, all the local record stores.
All our local spots.
Yeah, so I'll do the unboxing of those, but let's go into pickups here. This is a couple things I got on that same trip with Tyler.
All right.
And actually all of this I got that same night, but 2 different Zias. This first one is the new Katatonia record. This is Sky Void of Stars. To be honest with you, I haven't really spun this yet, and I've only listened to it like once on Spotify, but I do dig Katatonia quite a bit, and so that was the reason why. I'd heard the Advance single too, and I really dug that as well. Katatonia are early 90s Swedish mellow death band, very gothic rock influence as well. Now they're very just like a progressive rock metal band. There's very little death metal at all. Very much went the same way as like Mastodon and Opeth, and started having it. Now it's very 70s influence, like prog with gothic elements, I would say.
Yeah.
But this is a really nice presentation. Came on white vinyl. Very, very nice there. And 2 LP with the gatefold. Actually saw these guys live. They opened for Devin Townsend a while back, and they were very good live. So nice gatefold. So yeah, excited to listen to this more.
So
nice.
Given the fact they have changed the sound quite a bit since obviously the 90s or the early 90s, is it still as stimulating or like as interesting as it was back then for you, or no? Would you have rather they stayed in their lane, let's say?
That's a good question, honestly. I mean, I really like their first record, Dance of December Souls. Like that record is really good. That's like 90 or 91. I don't know. I like them both for their own reasons. I probably prefer the more heavy stuff, but I usually find something to enjoy in everything that I've listened to them from them. So
yeah.
That's and really me, I'm into like 70s prog and
it all works
metal
out.
And obviously, so like there's gonna be something there I like. So
yeah, that's fair.
And I did like when I listened to it, but I was doing something else while I was listening to it, so I didn't really take it all in.
Yeah.
Got this from the same Zia as well. Overkill. This is Horoscope. This is 91, if I remember right. Yes, 91. This is produced by Terry Date, who did Pantera. So big Pantera influence on this record. Overkill is definitely chasing the trends. This is like very, very slower thrash, a lot of groove in it. So very Pantera influence. I do enjoy this record quite a bit. I'm not a huge Overkill fan, but this is probably my favorite record by them because it has all that Pantera influence on there. And this is the first time on LP. This came out in 2017, first time in LP in the US, and it came out in 2017. There was a repress in 2021, and then outside of that, the only other way to own cheap US pressing is to buy the box set, and then you're buying from all the Atlantic records. So then you're buying everything, which I didn't want to do. So I picked this up, and it was like 35, I think. So that was a pretty good price. It's regularly about cheaper than what it goes on Discogs because they had this had been there forever. So they had it like priced from like a year ago. So the price has definitely risen since then. So excited to check this out again. I think you'd like this record too, Tyler. So appreciate the Pantera.
I mean, I do appreciate Pantera, and if I get Pantera and a little bit more straight ahead thrash together, you know me.
Yeah.
Me as my wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's definitely what that is. So like if like Anthrax did a record like that, that's kind of similar. They're that New York thrash sound.
New York, yeah.
So
yeah.
And then this is from a different Zia, but got Stevie Nicks, Belladonna. This is really nice. Got the hype sticker on there. So it's very, and it's got the Music Plus, $7.99. So was very excited to get that.
Perfect.
Yeah, the hype. Leather and Lace, Stop Dragging My Heart Around, and Edge of 17. So it's a very good hype. There you go. There's a good shot of it. Obviously a classic record. Did not have it in the collection. And they just redid this for Record Store Day.
They did.
Shit ton of copies. There still is copies. So
there's still copies today. Yeah. It was horrible.
This was like 15, I think, which is a crazy price compared to 5-6 years ago, but it's a good price for now. Very clean copy
for sure. I think that my copy is also hype sticker, but I don't think it's I think it's cellophane, but it doesn't have that hype sticker on there.
Interesting.
Because I think I've said this before. My copy has a cutout of a Best Buy ad for like her newest record at the time, which is like 97 or 98 or something or other. If I remember, I haven't seen it in a minute, but it's a cutout from a Best Buy ad, It's about Stevie Nicks for her new record, which is interesting to say the least. Yeah. So that person was a big Stevie fan.
Oh, definitely. And pick this up too at the same Zia. Got ABBA, Arrival, also Cellophane with Hype.
Oh yeah.
Money, 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 Knowing Me, Knowing You, and Dancing Queen, of course. Very clean copy, classic Atlantic Records label there. So it was very stoked to find both of those together. So getting my preteen girl on.
Oh, of course. And not that was all like 15 and under, right? For like each.
Yeah, I think they were both like $15. So
yeah,
very, very clean copy. And I would not have bought this without the hype sticker and the cellophane.
Yeah,
with the hype sticker and the cellophane, you love that stuff. So
yeah, of course. That's the things we live for. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why. I mean, I sent you the picture or whatever. I don't know if we talked the podcast, but on one of our vinyl posts, whatever, a girl on there, which people can do whatever they want to do with their own stuff. They can do whatever they want with their own stuff. But the girl took off all of her hype stickers, even vintage hype stickers, and put them, or maybe it was a guy. It could have been a guy. Could have been a guy. It's sexist to me, or whatever. But put them on her or his turntable and like a table that was on literal like wood table, and had a handful of real like vintage nice stickers. And I forget which one I cared about the most. But it was like a really huge hype sticker that she took off there. And it might have been the Police, possibly. But just horrible. So anyway, don't do that, guys.
Yeah. Keep them on. Keep them on the cellophane. If you got to open it, just keep it, cut it out.
Oh,
put it with the record.
Okay, you can do that too.
Don't re-stick it on something that you're not going to have 10 years from now.
Don't re-stick it on the record either. Don't stick it on the cover of the record either. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine, I don't think I've ever told you this. When I bought my copy of All Things Must Pass years and years and years ago at old Gilbert or Chandler's Ear or whatever, right? The one time we went there, that's the one that's the same trip that so you might not remember this. I don't know. The same trip where we put the Bring Me the Horizon CD that we got in the grab bags in the guy's truck. That same trip.
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
That was good. It was good. It was good for us. And but that same trip, I bought a copy of All Things Must Pass, the box set for George Harrison. And there's even back then, somebody had cut out the hype sticker and placed it in the box, and it was perfect, pristine. And so even back then, people were smart and like, I'm gonna go and cut this out, not do away with it. So I have the clear Apple hype sticker for All Things Must Pass, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's nice. They took care of it. Didn't stick it on the box. Didn't throw it away. Didn't stick it on a record player or turntable or anything else. So.
No, exactly. Did it right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, guy from back in 1972.
I got 2 boxes here from Amazon. Have you ever had anything come in this giant ass box?
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, this box is ridiculous. And let's play the game. Is it in a mailer, LP mailer, or not?
Start shaking.
So let's find out.
I really want to say that we're gonna get lucky.
Are we?
Yeah, of course.
Are we gonna get lucky? Oh, dude, this is.
I feel like you're doing it the hard way, Omi.
I think I am. I really do.
Yeah. I see mailer though.
Yeah, we do have mailer. Well, this has like an indentation here to like rip it. It's not pulled to open.
What are you doing, man? Why would you do that?
It's not going. It's not working. Oh, there we go.
Jesus Christ, my friend.
Okay. All right. Oh.
All right.
Dude.
You're working. You're working hard on this one, homie.
All right, here we go.
Do you know what it is?
All right. Yeah, I remember. I bought these actually like 2 nights ago because they were really cheap.
All right.
This is one thing that I wanted for a while, and then I bought it, and then something happened with it. Like it got delayed, and I just canceled it. So like, screw it, I'll get it later. Because if I can't have it the next day, I don't want it at all. You know.
Yeah.
So,
privilege here.
Yeah. Got Unchained Melodies. This is volume 2, Roy Orbison with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. I have volume 1. I've had it for a while, so I had to pick up volume 2. This just has more songs. They're just remixed with the orchestra. Very cool stuff. I mean, I'm never gonna listen to these over the originals, like,
yeah,
but it's cool to put on. They're done very, very well. So
yeah, it's also cool to just hear things, like hear new things and new interpretations of some kind with songs you've heard a million times. It's just always cool.
No, 100%. And his sons have really, like, the last 10 years have really, like, handled his legacy really well. So putting out cool stuff like this and doing it well. So that's cool. This is a Gatefold 2 LP. And you just got more big hits. Unchained Melody. A lot of people don't know that's a Roy song. But Blue Bayou, a lot of people don't know that's a Roy song either. She's a Mystery to Me. The Comedians. So you got some Mystery Girl stuff on here. Careless Heart. So there's some cool stuff. So excited to dive into that.
Yeah.
And then let's do box number 2. Let's see if I can do this better.
You're not going to.
Pull to open.
Ty, if this takes you more than 10 seconds now, it's going to be embarrassing.
Well,
you just saw where you should
pull it and it breaks.
You got to be gentle. Gentle, sir.
Oh, no. I got it now.
All right.
Cool. There we go. No mailer.
Ruined.
Let's see. Now these are all right. It's all right. All right. Got Genesis, Peter Gabriel's last record, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. This is 2008 mix. This is a half-speed mastering done, though. Done at Abbey Road Studios. 180 gram vinyl. It's a very cool.
Like that. This
is one you still see quite a bit, but you don't see often enough to where I was just like, this was less than $20 on sale. So I'm like, I'll pick it up.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So. No, 100%. Because if you see that in the store, it's going to be $10 for a nicer copy and then up for that, so you can buy a repress that hopefully sounds way better. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. The reviews on this were pretty good. So on Discogs. Yeah. So I was like, I'll take the plunge. And if I find a nice old copy of it someday, maybe I'll add it as well, as long as it's cheap. So yeah, for less than $20 for both of those, I had to add them. This is a very, very cool record. So, and it survived the trip. So that's always a plus.
Do you know do you remember where that came from? Did that come from here, or did it come from somewhere else?
I do not remember.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
God. That's heart-wrenching when you see that too. Like when I saw the Skid Row like that, I was like, what was happening here? Like, what are we doing, man? Like, you just have these boxes just sitting in here. It's just weird. Like, I understand, like, the guy working at the Amazon when he's doing the box, I understand it's not that guy's fault and he has no say in it, whatever, right? But if I was that guy, I don't care if I don't collect records or anything. I don't care if it's a DVD. I don't know, right? But if we're throwing a DVD or a CD in a big box like that, it's gonna get slashed around, whatever. Usually those come from mailers, or whatever, or like
bubble mailers, whatever. Which is almost even worse.
It's fair, but like if you just have this tape or whatever just bouncing around in this box here, I would feel so weird doing that every day. Like, I'm gonna put this pristine piece of media of some kind in this box where I know it's only going to get just fucking thrown about all which way. So I would just feel really weird doing that, but I'm sure they do it to a lot of shit every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to open this up and see if the inners are all seam split to hell.
Ooh, good call.
They're not seam split on the outside, so we'll see. I mean, they're 180 grams, so this is a heavy duty booty right here. So we will see.
Yeah, true. Very true.
We will see. It's funny. I never noticed this. This is all like Copyright 2018, Anthony Banks Limited, Philip Collins Limited, Peter Gabriel Limited, Stephen Hackett Limited. They're all individually. Mike Rutherford Limited. It's like, it's hilarious.
That's
Alrighty.
I think that's a lot of stuff that happens because I doubt that stuff's on the older record, right? That has to be new. They put all of that on there where they're like, oh, we got to establish all of our own separate shit to make sure we get all our proper monies all taken care of. So, that's an old man move or an experience move there.
Yeah, I mean, they all just sold off, but outside of Peter.
I was going to say outside of Peter, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Interesting.
I'm surprised, actually, Peter hasn't sold because a lot of... Well, you hear his solo stuff in a lot of stuff still.
Yeah.
So, like...
Well, Salisbury Hill's been in a bunch of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still hear that stuff in commercials. So...
Yeah, In Your Eyes.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyways, guys...
I'm surprised... Okay, I know we're going to end this. But I'm surprised people that have sold... Why are we not hearing more of that stuff in things?
I don't know.
It's weird.
We've talked about that before. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like, I understand that because we talk about the re-records and stuff, and that's a way to fuck the record companies, all this, that, whatever, right? And I get it. But if the record companies paid, for example, like $700 million for Bruce's catalog, why the hell am I not hearing Born in the USA on every Dodge commercial right now? Like, all I would want to do is just shill that shit and just get that chorus going out there so we can get more people thinking it's a patriotic song. So, like, why wouldn't you just do that everywhere? Like, every big band that sold Fleetwood Mac, like, they're on, not that they don't ever go away necessarily, but they're on a massive renaissance the last 3 years, and they sold the last year and a half, 2 years. Most of the members sold, if not all of them. And so why are we not having, every Fleetwood Mac song that why are we not having commercials about it? Like, just... why are we not just lousy hearing?
I mean, there's that one car commercial that has maybe Little Lies in it. I can't remember.
I don't know, man.
There's one car commercial that I've seen during football this year that has a Fleetwood Mac tune in it. But yeah, there you don't hear it often, and it's funny that you bring that up. It's because in movie trailers and shit, you always hear the cover, and it's always like a slow down version of it.
Yep.
And it's always done by somebody, and it's always little different. And because it's funny because we saw a preview. My mom and I went to the movies last week, Sunday, and we saw a preview for something. I can't even remember the movie, but it had Seasons in the Sun. You know that song?
Yeah.
It had that, but it was like it was still the same guy, but it was like a weirdo remixed version. And it's like, you never just hear the normal song. And I'm like, the normal song would have fit this trailer as well.
Yeah.
So like half the time, it's just like the normal song will work. Because usually they just take like an acoustic song and make it like a slower version of the same song.
Yeah. So, no, 100%. I always, it'd be really interesting if like the record companies because like we talked before, a lot of placement happens in certain shows and stuff because it's cheaper to license the re-record than it is to license the original, obviously, right? But if like a company was just like, you know what? Fuck it. You're charging this, we'll charge this, we'll undercut you with the original. Now there's no reason for you to exist. Like, if they're comfortable getting like 2/3 of the money they were going to get from the price they were doing, like the re-recorded bands, they're just fucked. They're never going to make their money back ever again. They're going to stop getting paid, and they're going to stop getting placed because it's going to cost too much money. Like, at a certain point, there's diminishing returns here, so you can't just keep pricing it lower and lower. It's just interesting.
The only thing I can think of is, and you were mentioning like why you don't hear these songs more often, is like maybe advertising's changed so much to where like less and less people are truly watching TV, and you need to like maximize that dollar. So like to license that song is going to cost X amount of money when it's like, well, like maybe during the Super Bowl or something, you'll hear, you'll hear a lot of songs because like you maximize the eyeballs. They know people are watching TV. Whereas like if it's not a sporting event, like there's not really much appointment television anymore.
Yeah.
So,
or you're just buying all those YouTube ads and everything else, or the Hulu ads, and if people don't pay for premium, they're just getting those ads because that's what happens when you don't pay for it.
Yeah.
You get the same 7.5 ads over and over and over and over and over again. So I don't know, man, it's a whole different thing. That's what like when Tom from Blink, when he sold his stuff, they were talking about, there was an advertising guy that was in the thread, whatever. He was like, it's really interesting the turnover here, because you got to understand that at a certain point millennials are getting into these job roles, and they're going to, because people were saying, why no one's going to place Blink 182 songs in commercials, no one's going to do that, so why would you pay so much money for Tom's catalog? It doesn't make any sense, right? And but the advertising guy was like, we got to understand that the millennials are aging into these positions, and they're going to push for certain bands that they liked when they were children, whatever, or youth. And so it's just going to keep going on. So like even the old young bands of today, like their stuff's going to get super appealing at a certain point, I guess. I don't know.
I did find out, maybe you knew this, but Turnstile's in a Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah, because they won Taco Bell's Band of the Year or some shit, like either last year or the year before. Yeah, because they got free. Because that's the thing that Taco Bell does. I don't know why I think Denny's did it for a half a second, but I think most of those places do that stuff where you appeal to the youth of today, and you have a contest of some kind, of have these bands enter it, and they get free Taco Bell or whatever for a year. And so it's actually a super like, because Taco Bell, and like I said, Denny's did it too, because Denny's had like the Taking Back Sunday Slam or some shit, and like it was like a special thing they designed or whatever, right? And if I remember correctly, the stories and stuff from interviews subsequently was when they're on the road, just like Taco Bell, obviously they need someplace to eat, they can have their little card and they go into the Denny's, and the Denny's has they have free Denny's, whatever the hell, right? So like they would do that, and they would eat for free on the road for like that year if they wanted to go to Denny's. And then Taco Bell, they've done it for a good many years now, maybe like 5 or 6 years last that I remember, and they do the same thing. So the bands, they win the contest and they get free Taco Bell. So that makes more sense to me now. I did not know that, but that makes sense to me now.
Yeah, they're in a big Taco Bell commercial that I see all the time, and I didn't know it was Turnstile until I was watching one of Finn's streams, and he mentioned it for like, he was doing a 2022 like year in review.
Yeah,
and he brought that up, and I'm like, damn, that's a big ad spot.
They just got a Grammy nom too, and then they didn't win, but they got the Grammy nomination too. So
yeah, Ozzy won.
I mean, if anyone's gonna win, it is Ozman. The Ozman coming.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, if you made it this far, give us a like, subscribe, hang out for more videos. We will be back around with more Vinyl Haul and more main topic episodes every Monday. So we certainly appreciate you, and we will see you next time. Peace.